That's the one thing I was going to talk about is when you have telepathic dialogue with somebody, we suggest highly that you not be the one to end the conversation. Always have another question. Because if you assume that the conversation is done and you stop asking questions, the Star Nation can assume you have no more interest. When it may not be that, it just may be that you are overwhelmed in digesting information. So even if that question, that last question that you want to ask is, would you be able to come back and see me again? to the Ponti, to the Star Nation person, try and not be the one that ends the conversation. But if it's clearly come to an end on their part, on the Star Nation's part, say thank you. Just be polite and say thank you. Because you have a greater chance of them returning to talk to you again if you show appreciation for their time and honor their time and them as people. I don't care who you are or where you're from or what you do for a living or what you do as a hobby. Everyone but everyone in this galaxy likes to be appreciated for what they say, what they do, and who they are. And that appreciation goes a long way toward furthering friendship and more information sharing.
And I remember we had that experience when my friend and I, the same friend who introduced me to the Ponti, and he and I were down here and we were traveling to Santa Fe. And then he just started up a conversation with Tini, because we were looking at the Sandia Mountain, and he was curious about the mountain and if Tini could give us any information. And then Tini gave us a whole explanation about what was going on at the mountain 50,000 years ago, and just because we had an interest really made her light up that, oh, someone has an interest in my knowledge of what I have to share.
Right.
And then he shared a whole history of what the whole place looked like 50,000 years ago, the people who used to live there, and for hundreds of miles was nothing but agriculture and a culture that thrived. And then what happened was that there was an ancient lake that had broken open that caused a massive mud flood that brought all the boulders and logs and all the debris for hundreds of miles that washed away this whole area right in front of the Sandia Mountains. And that's when the people decided to abandon that facility at that time and move somewhere else. But Tini was just so happy to share this information with us, and it was fascinating. It was absolutely fascinating.